Good morning, everyone. Happy Easter Monday to you. It's bright and early, and I'm coming to you live from my home in Spotsylvania, Virginia. It's a very, 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 very wet and windy day out there today, so stay safe for all of you that plan on going outside. Hopefully you are #staying home because of COVID-19. This morning, we are discussing the law of the inner circle. The law of the inner circle, which is chapter 11 in John Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. We have a few more chapters go. And for those of you that have not joined before, this is a daily mastermind that we are doing for free online so that all of you have something to look forward to and to grow towards whilst you are staying home. All right, so every single day between the 8 and 9 o'clock hour in the morning, I come live and go over each and every law with you. We do one law a day, a total of 21 days. This morning, we are doing chapter 11, so we're on day 11, so hopefully all of you will follow along. Good morning, Shay. Oh my gosh, happy Easter Monday to you, hon. Happy Easter Monday. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the law of the inner circle. Leader's potential is determined by those closest to him. I appreciate you too, Shay. I truly, truly do. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that. All right, so spend time investing in those around you and the return will be great. Law of the inner circle. Spend time investing in those around you and and the return will be great. All right, your leadership potential is increased through team efforts. Your leadership potential is increased through team effort. So let's look at this for a sec. Think about who is closest to you. We're talking about your inner circle. So think about those that are closest to you. Think about who your team is, who makes up your team, and then do you need a team? And discuss why you think you do or you don't need a team. So for example, people that are in multi-level marketing, direct sales, they need a team, right? Because it's beneficial to everybody on that team. So being a great leader through direct sales is of the utmost importance so you can lead that team well to success. And that, of course, in turn gives you success as well. Good morning, Lynn. Thanks for joining. Shay is watching as well. Thanks so much, both of you, for coming in. All right, so we want to know who is closest to you. Who is your team, and do you actually need a team? All right. Leaders have to deliver. There is no substitute for performance, but without a good team, they don't often get the opportunity. That's the law of the inner circle, right? So leaders have to deliver. There's no substitute for performance, but without a good team, they don't often get the opportunity. If you're leading by yourself, we said this yesterday, that saying, if you're leading by yourself and nobody is following you, you're just taking a walk. Okay, so this kind of speaks to that. There's no good you leading if there's not a team behind you to follow you that you can raise and you can grow up. So when we're choosing our inner circle, which is, of course, what we're discussing today, we should be, let me change my slide. We should be discussing who should be on our teams and why those people are in our inner circle. Because in order to have an inner circle that is of value to every member of that circle, including you, you need to be careful about who you're picking for that inner circle, because we all want to grow, right? We all want to grow. We all want to be successful. We all want to help add value to other people. So it's important to see who those people are and whether or not you need. Lynn says this was a great exercise. Need to change some of the inner circle folks. Yes. You know what? It's not a, what do you call it? That competition, like a personality competition, like when we were in high school, it's like, I want to be with the coolest kids. It's not about that when you're adults. When you're adults, it's about how you can give value to people, how you can add that value to people, and how you can grow from others. Like John Maxwell says, you shouldn't be the smartest person in every room. If you are, you're in the wrong room, right? 100% Shay, 100%. So that's what we need to worry about as a grown-up, right? It's okay that people might be your friends, but if they're dragging you down and they're not raising you up, then maybe you need to look at your inner circle and change it. All right, so look at your team. Who in your team can make a difference? Who in your team can make a difference? Think about that. Now, you may not have like a team model such as a corporation with massive teams in there or direct sales with teams. You may be a solopreneur. So let's look at what your team is. As far as I'm concerned, my team are the people that help me grow my business, that help me with any struggles I may have in my business, help me sort of market my business. Your team may be your networking group. It may be somebody else in a similar industry that wants to partner with you and work with you so you can build each other up and create something together that you would not have been able to create alone. So just because they're not technically your teammates does not mean they're part of your team. So, excuse me, like for example, I don't know if you've heard of Simple Joy Designs and Nancy Massenat. I consider her to be part of my team because every month I hire her to feed and nourish my networking group. And the members of the networking group will sponsor that breakfast and help also pay. Those are people on my team, right? Those are people on my team, even though I am a solopreneur. All right. How can the law of the inner circle add value to your team and you as a leader? Think about that. How can this law add value to both you and your teams? Let's see if any of you can throw down a good comment this morning. Let's think about ways that the law of the inner circle can add value to your team and to you as a leader. And I think we've already kind of said that with if you change your inner circle to people that can help you grow and can help raise you up in the industry that your business is in, then they're adding value to you. And those people, if they're in your inner circle, you become a priority to them and they become a priority to you, which enhances that recipe for success. All right, discuss this statement. Nobody does everything well. Identify your strengths and how you can coach others to develop that strength to enhance the team's effectiveness. All right. Nobody does everything well. So that goes along with the saying of you cannot be the smartest person in every room. Otherwise, you're in the wrong room, right? Because there's no room for growing. Lynn says, and new ideas. You know, one of the things that coaches will say to their clients is if you have teams, get them together. Don't always dictate. It's not a dictatorship. Good morning, everybody that's watching. I see I've got some eyes on. I can't see who you are unless you throw down some comments. So say hey down in the comment box, please, so I can say hi. When we're coaching our businesses that have teams, we say, you know what, to the manager or the owner, or, you know, the CEO, CFO, COO, and all the C-suites. This is not a dictatorship. In order to get the best out of your teams, allow them to collaborate, allow them to come up with fresh new ideas, just like Lynn says, fresh new ideas, because together they're going to be able to come up with things that maybe you never thought about, which may be more effective and more efficient and more suited for the goals and the plans that you have for your business. And that is why it's so important to incorporate your teams into the mission and the vision you have for your business. Everybody needs to know what they're working towards. And once they figure that out, they're able to collaborate in a more productive way. All right, quote by Mother Teresa. I can do things you cannot. You can do things I cannot. Together, we can do great things. Together, we can do great things. All right, so let's discuss this. Who do you need to complete your leadership excellence? Who do you think you need in your life to complete your leadership excellence? If you could choose, thank you, Shay, it is true. If you could choose people in your inner circle, if you could choose people to help bring you to that level of excellence that you desire, who are those people? What do they look like? Why do you think we want to know this? Because we need to seek them out. You know, as I've said before, people love to talk about themselves, right? So if you go up to somebody who is further along in their journey than you are, they're going to be happy to discuss with you how they got there, what their mistakes were, how they overcame those mistakes, helping you to prevent yourself from making those same mistakes. List the people you want on your team, add them to your goals, and in return, add to their goals. So you want to list the people you want on your team that can add to your goals, and in return, you add to their goals. Team effort. Even if you're a solopreneur, it is a team effort. All right. Throw down some comments. Thanks everybody for watching. I can't see you, so you have to tell me who you are by throwing your name down there or saying, hey, tell me where you're watching from, and happy Easter Monday. All right. So are you intentional in your relationship building? Do you think you're intentional in building your relationships? What do you think about that? I think this is one of those habits you need to form, because if it doesn't become a habit, you tend to not do it on a regular basis or consistently. And consistency is key. So sometimes we add people that we think, oh, these are going to be great for team building, for my education, for my success, my growth, my this, my that. And then 3 weeks later, you forget and you don't add anybody else to your team. All right. So are you intentional in your relationship building? Are you a lone range leader? Are you a lone ranger? Do you lead no one? Do you feel like it's not important to incorporate other people into your leading? How do you think about that? Do the people in your inner circle possess the strengths in your areas of weakness? This is a good one. Here's why. And this is obvious, but we still do it habitually. If your inner circle is the same as you, all of the people in your inner circle have the same strengths as you, have the same weaknesses as you, have the same goals and the same desires, that's not going to get you anywhere, right? Kind of think of this as a leadership sandwich. I'm going to make this up. It's like on the fly. A leadership sandwich, okay? You have two sandwiches. One is 2 slices of buttered bread. The other sandwich is filled with meat and veg and lettuce and cheese and tomatoes and your favorite dressings and all the rest of it, okay? Having one leadership sandwich, which is just the bread by itself, is like leading as a lone ranger. There's no filling in the middle. It's just dry bread, right? That only is appetizing for so long before people don't want to be a part of it. When you have a leadership sandwich, like a big, massive, juicy baguette with all the stuffing and the frills and the prettiness inside and all those tasty flavors, that's the kind of leadership that people want to be a part of because it tastes so good and it's satisfying. It's like satisfying your hunger when you eat, right? People are satisfied by that because they're growing and they're enjoying what you are giving them. So try to decide on which leadership style sandwich you are. Are you the juicy baguette or are you the dry toast? Let's go for the juicy baguette. Okay. I can see all of you going, what the heck is she saying? I don't know what she's talking about. All right. So do you have an assistant? If not, why not? And remember, your assistant is your right hand, your lifeline to success, who qualifies to attract your potential to success. Having somebody by your side to help you is incredible. Okay. It is absolutely incredible. So I mentioned that this is a little bit different, and I get that, but it's the same preface. I mentioned Simple Joy Designs earlier in this broadcast, and I consider her to be an assistant because before she came along, every Tuesday morning, I would leave my house. Shay says she's a juicy baguette. I'm so good. You know what, Shay? I'm going to put that up there, and people who are just joining are going to say, what is she saying? She's a juicy baguette. They're going to be wondering what kind of a broadcast this is. But anyway, so Nancy from Simple Joy Designs, I consider her to be an assistant to me. And the reason I consider that is because before she came along, what would happen was I'd get up in the morning, I would get ready, I would race to the store to buy the coffee and the bagels or whatever it is I had to buy for breakfast for the networking group. It's Building CEOs on Facebook. If you haven't joined it, join it. We're doing it virtually, so you can join from anywhere. It's on Tuesday mornings from 8:15 to 9:30. I digress. So, I would then get back to my office and I would have to lay everything out. I would have to get all the condiments out. I'd have to everything before people started arriving. So I was a flustered mess because I wanted it to be perfect. And I was so busy being stressed out from it that I just wasn't making a good job of it. I hired Nancy from Simple Joy Designs, and now she took on that role. So now my Tuesdays are I get up, I get ready, before COVID-19. And I would drive to the office and I could take a breather, have a cup of tea, think about what we were going to talk about that morning, get my head on straight, get myself in the right frame of mind to be the very best I could be at the networking group, because she alleviated that stress for me. And she does it so much better than I do because it's her job. She has the time. This is what she enjoys. It's not what I enjoy. I hate cooking, but I like to eat. So I would prefer you fed me than me feed you. It's just a weakness. I know it. And so I've hired somebody to do that for me. And everybody enjoys it better because I'm a better person for it. And she does something that she enjoys and they enjoy that better. Good morning from Philly. Angelique, we've got somebody from Philadelphia. I don't know if it's snowing or raining, but it's a hot mess up here in Virginia, let me tell you. Down here in Virginia. Thank you for joining. All right, so are you surrounding yourself with people who lean or people who lift? Do they lean or do they lift? This is your inner circle, people. Do they lean or do they lift? Are they leaning on you, sucking the life out of you, and it's just work? Or are they lifting you and elevating you to your desires of success? Chemistry, team chemistry. How important is this? Okay, guys, answer down at the bottom. How do you think this is important to you that your team has chemistry? And what does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? Can you imagine if your team didn't have chemistry? You'd get a whole lot of nothing done really, really quickly, don't you think? I think so. Lee Iacocca, success comes not from what you know, but from who you know and how you present yourself to each of those people. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so let's discuss this. And, this is a very interactive broadcast, so please throw down your comments if you can think of anything. I know I'm going kind of quickly and it's hard for you to type fast, but I will come back to your comment once it pops up and incorporate that into the lesson. Hire the best staff you can find, develop them as much as you can, and hand off everything to them you possibly can. Okay, let's talk about this. How many people, raise your hand, you've got a little hand widget down there. How many people know business owners that are so locked in to holding their information because they're terrified somebody is going to steal it? Right? Angelique says we vibe off energy and our skills will hopefully complement 100%. Let me move this out of the way. 100%. Very good. That's so true. We vibe off of everybody's energy. Can you imagine? Like Debbie Downer, right? Debbie Downer comes in and negative, negative, negative. And that great vibe you had on your team just went, and now you're not getting anything done. It's so true. All right. So let's raise our hands if, how you think about this. So these companies, some companies or some entrepreneurs, some small companies will withhold all of their information. They don't want to share it. They lock their office doors, which I do lock my office doors because I've got to confidentially close with my clients. But I don't mean that. I mean, they virtually lock their doors and hold in all information and experiences that they've had for fear that somebody's going to steal their type of business. And that they are no longer going to be successful because somebody else has stolen all of that information. I call ridiculous on that. Hashtag ridiculous. Hashtag, I shouldn't say it, but you know what I'm thinking. That's what I'm going to say. And here's what I say to that. If that was true, we would have one McDonald's, we would have one Burger King, we would have one Macy's, we would have one Walmart, because none of those people would ever share that information, right? Guys, when you share information and help people grow, that will benefit you tenfold. It will benefit you tenfold. And if you've got something that people want, well done you. Turn your business model into training others how to do it. Maybe even franchise yourself out or show people how to do it. And they want your ideas. That's right. Angelique says they want your ideas. Why do they want your ideas? Because they're so good. Compliment Okay, stop whinging because somebody said, oh my God, she's so great. I want to be just like her. What a compliment. You don't want to be that person where people are like, stay away from her. She has no idea what she's doing. She's dangerous to your business. That's not who you want to be. You want to be able to compliment. You want to be able to grow others. That's the whole point. Remember, you can tell I'm on a tangent. Remember, if today is the same day as tomorrow is going to be, then why do you need tomorrow? If you're going to be the same today that you plan on being tomorrow, why do you need tomorrow? If you were the same as yesterday, why do you need today? The whole point of all of this is that you grow and you help others grow. That's the whole point of this. I'm going on my little soapbox. All right, so for tomorrow, we're going to discuss the law of empowerment. The law of empowerment. Ooh. Now, if that's not a word that's being thrown around all day long, every day, let's see what it actually means. All right, so for tomorrow, between the hours of 8 and 9, we're going to discuss this. If you plan on coming back because you just love this so much, then this is what we need to do to prepare. All right, so for the law of empowerment, do you operate from an assumption that you have positive insights and energy to offer other people and your organization? Do you just assume this about yourself? So answer that question, give that some thought. Are you willing to take risks? Are you willing to take risks? This is for tomorrow, so give that some thought today. Do you believe in people? Do you believe in people? And who believes in you? I think that's the toughest question of all. Sorry, I keep coughing. And I think that's the toughest question of all because it's really hard to take a look at ourselves and it's really hard to judge ourselves, right? It's hard to do both, but you need to do that for tomorrow's exercise. I want you to think about who believes in you. Do you believe in people? Are you willing to take risks? And do you operate from an assumption that you have positive insights and energy to offer other people and your organization? Give that some thought for tomorrow. Sorry, I've got to have my tea in the morning so I can function. All right, guys, that is it. Tomorrow morning, every morning for 21 days. Tomorrow will be day 12, so we're just over halfway through. Between the hours of 8 and 9. Same place, same time. Same thing, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. If you don't have that book or the workbook and you want to follow along that way, I put the link down on my business page so that you can just scoot on over and it'll take you straight to where you need to go and what you need. It's not expensive. It's a great book to have. I have scribbled throughout mine and I keep rereading it because it's a brilliant leadership book. It was one of the first leadership books I ever really took into. I always read John Maxwell, but it never occurred to me they were leadership books. This was the first aha, this is a leadership book. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Happy Easter Monday to you, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.